Peace, family. I'm Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. I'm here for you, family, to discuss what Spirit has provided me with as far as this energy for today. So I'll give you all a moment just to tune in. I just made a post in the HOC. Welcome to you all. If you're new, you're coming across this video because, of course, the full moon is trending. Full moon is always very attractive, or the moon in itself. All right. So as you tune in, don't forget to thumbs up this video, say hi, and let me know that you're in the building. All right. All right. Give y'all just a moment to get settled in. And I'm actually going to kick it with y'all and spend a few moments really just tuning into the energy that has been felt really intensely. And this energy I feel is going to continue to move throughout the week. And you're going to come across some very deep and meaningful revelations. Maferifun Egun, due to your ancestors and work that you've been doing on yourself. All right. I will share some of the aspects that I feel support the energy that's being felt. And at the same time, just go into some of the things that came through during my meditation for all of us today. So shouts out to Aki, shouts out to Cheryl Lee, Nikki Beatty's in the building, Laughing Lauren, and Andy Indy Rose. Welcome, welcome to the House of Chi on YouTube, love. Thank you for joining. It's such a pleasure to see some familiar faces making it over into YouTube land. All right. So I would suggest if you have your notebook, like a journal, not in for any particular lessons, unless you are maintaining a shadow work notebook, you want to add this information in there. All right. So let's kick it. So aspects that are being illuminated. We have a full moon in Leo, meaning we have a full illumination of the moon or what happens within the darkness, what's unseen. When I touch on the subject of the unseen, rather than the unseen secrets or hidden in a negative connotation, although it also does exist, okay, not to try to fluff things up. It's more so where it's important is your own subconscious mind. Okay. So when we start with the full moon, we'll notice that there's going to be an uncovering of the subconscious mind where it becomes more prevalent to your senses in your consciousness. So the things that you dream about, your dreams are more vivid. So you can see more clearly what's happening in the unseen parts of you. If you are already intuitive, you'll notice at this time that your levels of gut feelings and intuitive knowings feel a lot more stronger, um, more like triggers. But at this time, rather than letting yourself just be triggered, you just become aware of some of the underlying lessons that continue to play out through your lives. Um, for those of you who continue to follow many of these lessons, you'll understand the concept of karma and karmic lessons, karmic debts, karmic blessings, all of those things, right? Hey, what's up, Dog Lord? So-So's in the building. Hey, Vishnu's Luz and Trey Robinson. Welcome. And so the energy that I'm discussing when we talk about illuminating the subconscious mind is bringing to the forefront perhaps things that you still have not acted on. So there are lessons, there's things that you think you know because you've experienced them, but you have not yet taken those experiences and adjusted the action to change the outcomes. One of the tie-ups or the knots, right, between experiencing something consistently, right, to the T. There are certain things that you can experience that you pretty much can draw out the roadmap for it. You no longer need a GPS. You can drive from memory. Okay, you with me? There's certain things in life that you experience, and at this time, when you see it, you experience it, you pretty much know the map with your eyes closed. Press one in the chat if you understand what I mean by that. All right. So, as spirits live in this physical and spiritual experience, we have knots that have been tied, and knots are agreements. Knots are agreements in time. At some point, they're going to happen. But you also have the power to untie things. And when it's time to untie things, because not all things need to stay knotted, all right? Once it's been dealt with, sometimes you need to let it go, and sometimes you need to keep it. But what I am feeling more deeply in this energy of today is that there's more of an emphasis of the letting go. Now, of course, during full moons, it's a wonderful, wonderful time to release things because it is the completion of the cycle of the new moon all the way to its fullness in body. Okay? So it is a great time to release and to untie things. But one of the deeper guiding forces behind this, from what I am being called to share, is that your spirit guides or the energies that are companions to your spirit and your ancestors that have a relationship with you. Knowingly, you have a relationship with some of your ancestors, okay? They are wanting you to recognize that the things that are letting go are not always things that you have to let go because they're bad, but you're letting go of them because you're shifting in frequency. Okay? You're shifting in frequency, you're shifting in your circle of influence, and you're shifting more onto taking that right turn that is a part of your journey to where you're going. Although you may have been on this straight highway for a long time. So let me see if I can give you a visual of what it feels like. If you've ever taken a really long road trip, okay, and you're going like down south, there are some of these roads that are so long, so monotonous. There are no exits. You are just driving straight for miles. And as you're driving for that long on that long road, and there's no lights, no signs, a lot of people tend to kind of fall asleep. The monotony of going at a particular speed, you're in cruise control because you're not going to be exiting for a while. You start to fall asleep. Even your eyes are open, but all of the things that you're doing are just automated. You're going. You're no longer even looking at the GPS because the last time you looked at the GPS, you had like 50 miles to go, so you just going. Press one in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. You've been on that long, long, long highway. You're going in the right direction, but my God, it's long and you are just now in the zone, right? You might have your favorite music playing. You're not even really hearing the radio anymore. You're just thinking and going, and the trees are passing, right? All right. So then, as you get nearer to when you need to make your exit, how many of you start to experience this level of anxiety? where you start to like check the GPS, check the GPS, check the GPS, check the GPS, because the GPS goes making a right turn in 2.0 miles. And you're like, oh snap, oh snap, oh snap. You start looking at it like never before. This whole time you just been like, just going. As you get closer and the GPS continues to announce that your turn, your exit is about to come upon your road, everything in you is getting ready to make this shift. But that relaxed sleeping vibe, still going where you need to go, is over. And you start to feel the disturbance because you have to make a different move. You're going to change angles. You're going to shift. You're going to leave that road where you were comfortable just on cruise control. And now you have to pay attention because you're moving into new terrain. Press 1 in the chat if you're following where I'm going. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Those moments of transition and the sound of that GPS are your guides, your ancestors. They are alarming you that you're about to make a right turn and you need to exit. Not because if you don't exit, you're going to hit a tree in the road. Not because if you don't exit, you can't jump on the next exit, turn around, and go where you're still going. But because the GPS is programmed to get you to where you're going with the least amount of traffic and the least amount of delays, the least amount of twists and turns, it is the most direct way for you to get to where you rightfully belong. And so we've discussed this level of knowing, right? Where your destination and where you rightfully belong, or the things that you do spiritually, are righteous, not because they're good or bad, but because they are right for you. They are right for your spirit. This is where I'm getting at, this energy, all right? This illumination of the subconscious and its connection. Now I'll bring it to Leo. Leo is the lion, right? Leo is a representation of the heart. Leo is the representation of courage. Leo is a representation of royalty. Okay? When we have the sun beaming as light beams, I'll get to where the sun is, right? Beaming its light on this Leo aspect of our subconscious minds. It speaks to the things that remind us of our royalty, our royal nature, our worth, what we are willing to give out, your strength in being able to love through many, many things that you've been through. Because I'm talking to my light beams. I know y'all know what it means to love. I know y'all know what it means to be givers. I know y'all know what it means to have to tap into something more solid and powerful to make some of the hardest decisions that you've had to make in your lives. I know that y'all know what it means to change the paradigm of your family's generational patterns, because you know that moving forward into the next generation, right? We've begun a whole new era that's about a generation long. These next 19, 20 years, we're in a whole nother space. And so, yes, the decisions that you are making today very well are going to be the guiding force for the next generation. You with me? So here we are, the Leo. It's not just one-sided. Because while we have the courage, the heart, the willpower, the magnetism, we have the leadership, we have the center of attention, we also have being illuminated our ego. If you've been following, you know that I have no belief in killing the ego. What exists within you has a purpose. It's not about killing the ego. But when I think about the lion, what's coming to my mind's eye is the strength card. If you don't use cards, I'm speaking of tarot. You can look it up. The strength card. Usually you see, for me, I see a woman who's holding a lion. Well, she's not even holding it. It's just there. It's like tamed, but she's not beating it into submission. There's a graceful power and a strength, an inner strength over this beast. And your ego can very well be the beast that gets you killed, or it can be the beast that you teach it. You teach it to be there for you as your protector, but know that you are the master. Okay? You should be the master over your ego, because your ego is going to define for you where your limitations are. Your ego can give you false impressions of where your limitations are. It can tell you something is too way out of your league to accomplish, because it wants to spare its very weak self and continue to keep you in a space of low self-esteem, because if you were more confident, you might do more riskier things. And those riskier things usually come from your spirit, because your spirit it has no limits. Your spirit knows exactly what you came here for. So it's willing to tap you on the shoulder and say, do that thing. And your ego is going to go, oh, hell no. What are you talking about? But your heart is going to know that there's a risk that you're being asked to take, and it's coming from your spirit, not to listen to the limitations of your ego. Because even in the lessons of taking the risk, if you fail, your spirit has placed you in that position so you can learn how to succeed in that thing. You can learn how to fail forward. Because if you continue to do the thing that you're so good at, you will never get really good at anything else. And you will never get any better in the thing that you're already good at, because you won't feel that stretch of growth. So if you're feeling very uncomfortable in this Leo energy, this Leo full moon, while everyone is like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, and then the Leo full moon comes in, and Leo is this big heart energy, understand that it also illuminates that resistance between where your spirit wants to go and where your ego wants to keep you. So it's going to be uncomfortable. Now, where is this light coming from? Okay? This illumination is coming from this space of Aquarius. The sun is shining from Aquarius, from your network of friends, but your freedom in that network, that like minds feel comfortable with each other. This feels good. This is my tribe. So where you already are mingling at, the light is shining now on your heart. Are you completely satisfied with the status quo of where you are at the moment? Or are you ready to risk shifting your network or your circle of friends so that you can be more aligned with groups of people that feed your heart, light that really nourishes you? Because it's saying pay attention. Pay attention to the people, the places, the faces, the spaces that light up your heart where you can take care of yourself and feel good about it. And then you can feel good about being in those spaces with them. And that is across the board: creating, building, exchanging money, okay? Giving gifts, spending time, doing favors for one another, praying together, meditating together, eating together, things that you want to do with a collective. And then what is the other piece that I've been feeling with these ancestors? These ancestors, if you've been working your shrines and you've been lifting them in light, you've been talking and you've been feeding them, and they're watching what's going on in your life, and you've taken more control over what it is that you need to do to elevate, they themselves, in a sense, will give you that salute and say, thank you. You no longer need to live out my karmic debts, my patterns that set you up to have to do all of this work in the first place. They'll beg you not to continue to do the things that cause them to hit a wall and not satisfy certain things for their spirit before they transcend it. And so you'll feel that tension as well. So if you feel like you got to break your own heart, I'm going to say break your own heart to be able to feel through to the next level, I'm going to tell you that you're not alone. And that this energy is a transitional energy. What is beautiful about it is that it's a moon, it's a lunar energy. It changes very quickly, but you have access to this energy for a few days. And it will behoove you to sit in your meditations and realize that your ego should not have a place in playing you. If things are shifting in your life, it is only because your GPS is going off that you're about to exit, because you are actually have been on course to a destination that's right for you. You ever went to a place where most of the ride was the same as your friends, but your Airbnb is on exit 22 and their Airbnb is on 31? They're going somewhere. They're going to the same state. They're going for a little getaway, but theirs is a couple exits down and yours is over there. Your Airbnb is just fine for you and your family. Their Airbnb is just as fine for them and their family. So this is not about, oh, well, I'm on my destination. I'm on my journey. I'm going to the right place and y'all can't go with me because y'all not on my frequency. See, that's the ego that will limit you, may even cause you to light certain bridges that you don't need to. All you needed to do was take a right turn. That's all you needed to do. The things that we start to fight with, the more resistance that we have with people, places, faces, spaces that are kicking us out, right? The more resistance that we have with that during these times is the more we delay that transition. And if you've ever given birth to a big ass head baby, ain't nobody comfortable with delaying the birth of the baby. It's like once you start to feel those labor pains and you feel the pressure of the head coming down, all you want after the water has broken is for that baby to come out. So again, the discomfort that you might be feeling is going to amplify if you delay the birth of your new position. I'm going to say new position, not new destination. Your destination Really, I find me someone who's going to tell me you change your destination. The road you're supposed to take, that's where you're going. But if you miss your exit, you delaying the birth of that new phase in your life. So if you feel me, if you feel me, you know I'm talking about. You like, damn, I feel uncomfortable today. I'm saying you also could be experiencing energy around your own children. I don't know, raise of hands. I have a child that is moving into young adulthood. That in itself is a whole nother transition that I have to be willing to break my heart in releasing certain levels of overbearing or being like watchful eyes into everything around that child, because it's time for them to go. It's time for them to go and explore. So if you have an anxiety around that, this is part of it. All right? Because that Leo also represents that your children. And why I mentioned shadow work is because a lot of times the shadow work is based in your inner child and things that you have experienced at that time, that now you're being asked to release. Release. So I shared yesterday that for those of you who belong to the HOC, or you belong to a quote college, then I'm doing some ancestral rites tonight. For those of you who want to participate, I'm offering it to you for whatever it is that you would like to send to me as a love offering, but you will need to text me because there are some instructions I have for you. Okay? In order for me to do this safely and for you to gain the benefits of participating, basically. Okay? Yeah, y'all. Tonight and these next couple of days are gonna be really rich. I feel that. I really, really feel that. My number is in the description box. It's 202-810-1876. 202-810-1876. All right. So, you know, if you don't have no big bucks, this one of those times you want to jump in. You can send me a cash app at Chivatal, $ Chivatal, or you can send it to my PayPal. The email to use is fluidchi@gmail.com. Okay. And if all of this is very new to you and you're not completely sure how these rights are going to serve you, again, text me at 202-810-1876, and I'll be willing to answer your questions. If it's not too crazy, y'all already know. And that's it. Any of y'all have any questions for me now before I go? Any of you have any questions for me? All right. Let me shout everyone out who came through. Rika was in here. What's up, Amorena? Was here. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Just want to make sure I shout y'all out. So don't forget to thumbs up this video. Definitely what you call share this video. You can like and share this video. This video is for the public. I really hope that this message blessed your life even, because when we gain some more clarity on our perspectives, it's easier to just let go of looking at things through the same lens over and over again and feeling stuck. So I wish you flow in your life. I wish you abundance, prosperity in all aspects, mental, physical, financial, and spiritual. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace, love, and bliss. I'm out.